Sam's Splendid Adventure, The Wiggles, read by Books for Kids by Flying Dragons. One beautiful and warm morning, Sam wandered around Wiggle House. As he peered out the window, he saw that the sun was shining and the sky was clear. "Today is too lovely to spend indoors," Sam said to himself. "I need to think of the perfect activity for such a perfect day." Sam's head was filled with thoughts. He could play a sports game, go for a hike, or spend the day in the big backyard. Suddenly, he thought of the perfect plan. How will Sam spend the day? An adventure in the big red car. An amazing adventure in the big red car was the perfect way to spend the day. "There's not a moment to spare," Sam said to himself. And with that, he got ready for his road trip. He ate a healthy breakfast, put on some sunscreen, and grabbed his car keys. Suddenly, Sam realized something was missing. There were 3 empty seats in the big red car. If this is to be the perfect day, those seats should not be empty, thought Sam. Who should be sitting in those seats? His friends. Sam, Murray, Anthony and Jeff headed outside and jumped into the big red car. They fastened their seatbelts and the engine roared. Sam was almost about to start singing "Toot toot chugga chugga big red car" when he suddenly paused. "Where should we drive to?" he asked. What a dilemma! They could go to Wiggle Bay or they could visit one of their friends. Suddenly, Sam had an idea. "I know where to go. It's green, peaceful, and a great place for fun and games." Where does Sam think they should go? Wiggle Bay, the city, Dorothy's house, the Wiggly Forest. When the 4 friends arrived at the Wiggly Forest, they were thrilled with what they saw. Beautiful trees surrounded them, along with open spaces for great games. "It's beautiful," Sam exclaimed. "Let's make the most of it and play a game." Anthony, Jeff, and Murray were all excited. But what were they going to play? They decided that they wanted to play a game in which they could kick a ball to each other. What game should they play? Soccer! Sam, Anthony, Murray, and Jeff grabbed their soccer ball from the big red car and looked for a clearing that they could play in. Soon the 4 friends were kicking the ball to one another. Then they decided to play a match. Sam and Anthony formed one team, and Jeff and Murray formed the other team. They had a great time, and guess who scored the most goals? Who scored the most goals? Sam! After finishing their soccer game, the Wiggles were worn out. They'd had a wonderful day. Sam had taken his friends on the perfect adventure. The friends were ready to head back home when Sam had an idea. "You know, there is one thing we could do to make this day even better." Everyone knew what Sam was going to suggest. How will the Wiggles make their day even better? By playing a wonderfully wiggly song. Rockin' road trips. The Wiggles always have a wonderful time when they head out in the big red car. They go on so many amazing places, the forest, the beach, or even the big city. With Sam at the wheel, they are guaranteed to have a fun and safe trip. Have you ever been on an exciting road trip? Perhaps you've gone for a long drive with your family or friends. It's great to get out on the open road and visit lots of amazing places. Toot toot chugga chugga. What's the best road trip ever? The trip with your family and friends. Stick a picture of you on a road trip with your family and friends here. The end. If you enjoyed this book, please do hit subscribe. We've got lots more Wiggles and plenty of other books to share with you too.